Last week I watched all of the highest rated episodes of the 7 Dragon Ball series, and I thought, why not watch the lowest? So this week I watched all of the lowest rated episodes of all the Dragon Ball series. As with the highest rated, I watched them in dub when possible, and I used the IMDb scale. So I'll be saying the names of the episodes in English, so don't come for me in the comments. Also, if this video seems a bit lower down and not as energetic, I just had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed and I'm in a lot of pain. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. I come out with videos every Friday, and let's get into it. Dragon Ball Terror and Plague 6.7. This episode takes place after reviving Upa's father in the last episode. We see a group of people gathering food for a feast. We then see Goku on a journey after his training with Master Roshi, with the narrator saying that Master Roshi has told Goku not to use the flying Nimbus and to go on foot. Goku finds a girl named Chao who is begging a Tiger Man to help her village, but he decides he wants to eat her instead. This is when Goku steps in and saves Chao by beating up the Tiger Man, which Chao then asks if he will come and save her village, to which Goku agrees. As they are travelling back to her village, Goku jumps off the cliff and they go through a dead forest, which Chao explains used to be full of life and colour, but since their drought, nothing has grown. While this is happening, 2 bikers by the name of Plague and Terror have been ransacking the village for a long time. This time, however, they are not happy with what the village has provided, so they request attendance from the village. At this point, Goku and Chao have arrived as Plague and Terror are taking attendance. Chao explains that Plague and Terror take attendance, and whoever doesn't announce they are here gets consumed by the gourd. When they pick on a child that can't speak and is about to be absorbed, Goku steps in to defend him. Plague attacks Goku, but Goku is too strong and manages to overpower him, even deflecting gunfire with his power pole. So Terror steps in and goes toe to toe with Goku, so he uses the gourd on him and Goku gets sucked in. Inside the gourd, Goku has used the power pole to stop himself from falling to the bottom and being dissolved. Goku tries to escape with the Kamehameha, however it has no effect on the gourd. Goku then has to pee, so he pees off the power pole, which makes Plague think Goku has turned into liquid. So Plague opens the gourd, releasing Goku. Goku grabs the gourd and tricks Plague and Terror into getting themselves trapped inside. With the villains defeated, it starts to rain in the village, bringing an end to their drought. As Goku leaves the village, he sees that Plague and Terror are working in the field until they have paid off what they've eaten. As he passes through the dead forest, he sees that life has come back and started to blossom. This episode didn't deserve the lowest rating of the show, however I do get why it could be. It's a filler episode that doesn't really add much to the overall series, or even sets up anything for the future. The episode was fun though, very old school Dragon Ball, Goku having fun with easy opponents. Dragon Ball Z Gohan's First Date 6.5. This episode starts at Gohan's house with him practicing his Great Saiyaman routine in front of a mirror and Goten. Then the next morning, Gohan is rushing to school in his Great Saiyaman outfit and lands on a roof. Just after changing, he runs into a girl from his English class who sees him on the roof. Convinced she saw him change, he gets distracted in his class, causing him to get sent out and having to hold 2 buckets of water. The girl from the roof, who is called Angela, has a crush on Gohan and is drawing pictures of him in her notebook, causing her to get into trouble and sent out of the class with Gohan. She reveals she has a crush on him, asking him on a date. When he doesn't respond straight away, she starts to cry and blackmail him, saying she will tell everyone his secret. Back at his house, he tells Chi-Chi that he is being forced to go on a date with Angela, which leads to Chi-Chi to reminisce about her first date with Goku, where they spent the whole day sparring each other. The next day, Gohan and Angela meet in the city and go to a movie. During the movie, Gohan falls asleep and Angela gets angry, leading her to storm out. He says that those types of movies makes him fall asleep, So they go to get coffee, and after they decide to go somewhere else. On the way though, they see a fire truck going to a burning building. Gohan and Angela go to see what is happening when they see Videl approach in a helicopter. She then jumps onto the burning building, trying to open a valve on a water tank. The water tank starts to fall on Videl when Gohan, dressed as the Great Saiyaman, saves her. He then punches a hole in the tank of water, saving the day. After the fire, Gohan is sneaking around when Videl sees him. She calls Gohan out and Angela sees him and Videl and gets the wrong idea. So she tells Videl Gohan's secret, which is that he wears teddy bear underwear, revealing that she didn't have her contacts in that day on the roof, so she never saw him as the Great Saiyaman. The next day at school, Gohan sees Angela again and she has moved on to another guy. Once again, this is a filler episode. However, unlike the Dragon Ball episode, this one was quite boring. Nothing really happens or sets up anything, whereas in the Dragon Ball filler episode, the reason he was helping the village was to help with his training. We see Gohan as the Great Saiyaman, but even then it didn't do much for the character. The only half decent parts were Goten being the hype man for Gohan and Chi-Chi's flashback to her and Goku fighting. Dragon Ball GT Trunks the Bride 5.6. This episode starts with Pan tying up Giru as he has eaten a control panel on the ship. It turns out he is actually eating all of the inorganic matter he can find. They then come across a planet which Giru, who has now become their Dragon Radar, registers that there is a Dragon Ball on the planet's surface. When they land, they start walking until they come across a village and Giru says he has detected the Dragon Ball there. The place is empty when they arrive until they come to one house where everyone is gathered round. The group introduces themselves to the villagers when they see the 6-star Dragon Ball in a woman's hair. The village then explains they are stressed because they are being terrorized by a monster called Tsunama. He has been coming to the village for a while, and when he shakes his whiskers, it causes ground quakes at the village. They have offered him treasures and feast, but he is not interested in any of that and says he wants a bride. Tsunama approaches the village and demands his bride and threatens to shake his whiskers. The villagers beg him not to, but he does it anyway. Lane, the woman with the Dragon Ball in her hair, agrees to marry him. Tsunama tells Lane to get a wedding dress and he'll be back tomorrow for the wedding. Lane then passes out and wakes up in her bed where Pan says they'll get rid of Tsunama if they can have the 6-star Dragon Ball in exchange, which Lane agrees. Daima, who is Lane's soon-to-be husband, agrees to fight alongside Pan, Goku and Trunks, and Pan comes up with a plan. She tries to dress Goku up as Lane, but they realise he's too short. Trunks is in the background trying to sneak away when they force him to wear Lane's dress and make him up to look like her. The next day, Tsunama returns to collect his bride, but Trunks dressed as Lane does a terrible impression of her, and Tsunama asks why she sounds so different and wants to take a closer look at her. This is where the episode ends, and honestly, this episode was terrible. Something felt off about it, whether it was the pacing or just general overall delivery of the episode, something wasn't working. It seemed like a bad rehashing of the first time Oolong was introduced in the original Dragon Ball, when he would terrorize villagers to get women to clean his house for him. 5.6 seems incredibly harsh, but ultimately I think it's fair. Dragon Ball Z Kai, Birth of a Merged Super Warrior, his name is Gotenks 6.5. We start this episode after the old Kai has been set free from the Z Sword. Goku wants to see how strong the old Kai is, so he fires a ki blast straight at his face, causing him to fall down and making him angry. He explains that he is not physically strong but has a great ability, but now he won't tell them what it is, so Goku offers the old guy a boob or a butt to squeeze from a pretty woman. He agrees if the woman is a looker, so Goku asks Gohan if he can convince Videl to do it, which angers Gohan. So now Gohan has to convince Bulma to do it when he gets to Earth. The old Kai reveals he can unlock a person's hidden ability and is willing to demonstrate it on Gohan, so he starts the process. which he reveals it starts with a dance that lasts 5 hours, then another 20 hours after that. So Goku goes and takes a nap. On the lookout over Earth, Goten and Trunks are practicing the fusion dance when Piccolo tells them it's time to try it for real and they need to match each other's powers. Everyone gathers round them to watch and they complete the fusion dance and start to fuse. But something has gone wrong. They emerge as a chubby fused version of Gotenks. Piccolo reveals that Trunks had the wrong hand positioning, which caused the fusion to fail. They then have to wait 30 minutes for the fusion to end before trying again. Like the last attempt, they fail, but this time he comes out as a weak, skinny version. On the third attempt, they get it right and produce a perfect fused version called Gotenks. Piccolo wants them to try again in 30 minutes, but this time as a Super Saiyan. However, Gotenks is too arrogant, as they think they can take on Majin Buu now, and disobeys Piccolo and flies off. Back on the Kai homeworld, Goku wakes up from his nap, with only 2 hours having passed. This is where the episode ends. Once again, did it deserve the lowest rated episode? Possibly not. It did give us the birth of Gotenks, but we didn't get to see what he could do. That happens more in the next episode. Same with Gohan and his power up, but I feel like that could have been condensed down to this one episode and not spread out over more than one. 6.5 seems like a fair rating, could be anywhere from 6.5 to 6.7, seeing as it was the first time seeing Gotenks. Dragon Ball Super, Goku vs Arale, an off-the-wall battle spells the end of the Earth, 5.0. This episode starts in Penguin Village with an announcement that this is a crossover. Breaking the fourth wall. Arale is running around causing trouble, stopping at Dr. Slump's place as he is packing his car up to head to West City, and Arale isn't allowed to go. In West City, Mr. Satan is the master of ceremonies for an invention award that is being broadcast on TV. Goku is working security for the event but gives up and walks away. Dr. Slump wins an award for his Reality Changer No. 2 machine. It's a machine that can produce anything you desire, such as Mr. Satan, who wants a keychain of himself. When Dr. Slump is about to receive the award, Dr. Marushito interrupts him and reveals that he has escaped the home for infinite losers to ruin the ceremony. He has also brought Arale and the Gutchins along and given them an elixir called Playtime X, which makes Arale's desire to play multiply. Mr. Satan approaches Arale and she pushes him into a wall. Then the Gutchins start to eat the roof of the building. Mr. Satan gets everyone to evacuate, then asks Vegeta to step in and save the day. He tells Arale he will play, so she punches Vegeta through a wall, which wakes up a napping Goku. Arale and Goku notice each other, but can't remember who each other are. Vegeta then punches Arale into the sky, but she comes straight back and hits him. Vegeta distracts her and kicks her hard. When the dust settles, it appears that Vegeta has kicked her head off, but she gets up and puts her head back on, then punches the ground, causing the earth to crack in half. Then Arale kicks Vegeta, chases him and uses a headbutt, and Vegeta is gone. Then Goku and Arale remember each other, which leads to them to fight each other. Goku turns Super Saiyan Blue, Arale fires a beam at Goku, which he blocks with a Kamehameha. Meanwhile, Bulma contacts Whis, asking if Beerus can help, to which Whis replies that Beerus is napping right now. To try and distract Arale for a while, Dr. Slump makes a poop with his machine. Trunks throws the poop in front of her, causing a distraction. Bulma has an idea to use the camera and live feed to get everyone to think of their favourite food, which causes the reality machine to produce the ultimate food in the form of a ball. The smell of it wakes Beerus up, him and Whis appear, Dr. Marushito starts to mock and interrupt Beerus, which causes Beerus to erase the Ghost Doctor. Beerus then eats the food and becomes extremely happy. He is about to destroy Arale when he has to leave quickly and use the toilet. After Beerus and Whis has left, Dr. Slump and Arale also leave in the car back to Penguin Village. Then they question where Vegeta is, and he is seen hanging on a branch. This episode was terrible. I get that Dr. Slump is an Akira Toriyama work, but the last time it was relevant was about 30 years ago. The story wasn't good, and that Raleigh and Doctor was annoying characters. I think it deserves its 5.0 rating. Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Calling All Super Warriors, Universe 7's Decisive Battle, 6.8. Hearts and his team arrive at Universe 7, where Goku, Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks, and Android 17 are waiting for them. Heart signals for Goku and the rest to attack. Trunks goes straight for Zamasu. Vegeta tries to help but is stopped by two other fighters. Android 17 and Piccolo step in to help Vegeta by distracting the two fighters, and they tell Vegeta to go help Trunks. Meanwhile, Fu is watching the fight from a monitor, but is also watching another fight take place between Metal Cooler and the Saiyan Kumba. Kumba is in his Super Saiyan 3 form, which leads Cooler to power up and go golden, becoming Golden Metal Cooler. This has made him quicker and stronger than Kumba. Golden Metal Cooler looks to finish Kumba by charging an attack, which causes him to overheat, but is able to land the blow on Kumba. Metal Cooler flies away, while a still alive Kumba collapses and passes out. Back in Universe 7, the two fighters are revealed as androids, and they fuse together to become one fighter. Heart is keeping Goku pinned down, then decides to power up, which causes everyone to back up. He declares that the Universe Seed is almost ready, and the episode ends. The Super Dragon Ball episodes are always very short, a lot gets packed into one episode. I would have liked to have seen more from Goku and Vegeta in this episode. I did, however, like the appearance of Kumba and Cooler. I think Kumba is an interesting character. Did this deserve the 6.8 rating? I think it's fair. Maybe it could push a 6.9, possibly a 7. Just lacking the Universe 7 fights really. We didn't see much from them. Dragon Ball Daima, Prize, 6.9. We start the episode with Goma being annoyed and angry that Goku and his friends have 2 of the 3 Dragon Balls from the Demon Realm. He orders Deguzu to disable all Warp Lords between worlds to try and stop them from getting to the first Demon World. Deguzu goes down into the basement and pulls a lever, and we see a Warp Lord close its eyes and shut down. Meanwhile, Glorio's ship's engine fails and they crash land onto an unknown world. Goku goes and checks the surroundings, while Bulma shows Pansy the capsules her company makes. Neither suddenly recognises where they are. It's called Planet Mega, where everything, including the inhabitants, are giants. Aransu gets a call from Glorio to tell her that they have 2 of the Dragon Balls. She says she now will have all 3, as she already has 1 from the first Demon World. Bulma and Pansy are repairing the ship together while using Hibis as a stepping stool. Goku has just finished eating a giant apple when he is attacked by a giant hamster. Then a whole group of giant hamsters start attacking the group, but suddenly stop when something bigger starts approaching. It's one of the Mega Younglings who has decided to stop and eat. However, its dog sniffs out the group, but it sneezes, blowing Goku out into the open, and the dog starts chasing him. Glorio distracts the dog, but then starts getting chased himself, and when cornered, Vegeta comes and saves him. Glorio, Vegeta, Piccolo and Goku try to distract the dog from attacking the ship so Pansy and Bulma can finish fixing it. Goku is knocked onto the dog and is attacked by fleas and manages to escape. The dog sees the ship and runs towards it, so Goku uses the Kamehameha to knock the dog away. Pansy and Bulma finally fix the ship. At this point, the Mega Youngling has noticed the ship and is poking it with a stick. They take off and the Mega tries to swat it. Goku manages to push his hand back but falls into the Mega's shirt. Piccolo and Vegeta create a distraction so they can take off, but it's not working. Meanwhile, Goku has fallen into the Mega's bag and goes Super Saiyan and flies out, using his power pole to block the Mega's ruler. Goku has been hit to the floor and is about to be stepped on, and Glorio saves him and they all get away. When they're all in the ship, Goku looks out of the window and sees more Megas going about their day. As they fly away, they see the bioluminescent lights from the forest. I like this episode. I enjoyed the expansion on the Demon Worlds. The episode started with progression of the story, with Goma and Degusu blocking Goku, getting to them. A bit more on the relationship between Arasu and Glorio without actually knowing the whole story took place. Was the 6.9 fair? Yeah, I believe so. But there we have it, the lowest rated episodes of each Dragon Ball series. What do you think? Were these ratings fair? Let me know in the comments. Next time I'll be looking at the highest rated Pokemon episodes. But until next time, I'll see you again.